Hi, Fleet Mall here for the Center for Mindfulness and Public Safety. In this session, I'm going to introduce a simple breath regulation tool known as box breathing. This is a tool for regulating our own physiology. It helps rebalance our physiological state, which supports rebalancing our cognitive and emotional state as well, and helps us be in the most resource place where we have access to our best judgment, all of our skills and wisdom and so forth. So our autonomic nervous system, which controls most of the processes in our body in an automatic way, has two branches. The sympathetic branch, which upregulates our physiology, that's the stress response, sometimes known as the fight or flight response. And then it has the parasympathetic branch, sometimes known as the relaxation response, which downregulates, brings our system back to a more normal baseline. And they're both operating all the time. It's sort of like the accelerator and the brake for our own physiological system. And it is connected with the breath. When we breathe in, there's a slight upregulation, and so our heartbeat increases a little bit. When we breathe out, there's a slight downregulation. Heartbeat slows down a little bit, which when we have a normal stress response gives what's called heart rate variability. Our heartbeat is not just a steady bum, 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 bum. It actually has a variability to it, which is a sign of a good stress response. When we get too stressed out, we often have shallow breathing, chest breathing, and too much in-breath. And it will flatten out that heartbeat. We'll lose the healthy heart rate variability, and we're not getting enough oxygen and so forth. So this is a classic stress response, and it's not a good state to stay in. It's a natural state when we need to go there, rouse our physical resources to meet a challenge, and we don't want to stay there. We need to bring ourselves back into a recovery zone so we can remain resourced and be resilient. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and do this skill set called box breathing. And the reason it's called box breathing is that it has four parts. One part is the inhale or the in-breath, then we hold, then we breathe out, and we hold again. So in, hold, out, hold. Now, we're probably familiar with holding our breath following an in-breath. We've all done that consciously or unconsciously. Holding our breath at the end of an out-breath may be less familiar to us and may feel a little uncomfortable to begin with. But we're only going to hold it for just really a few beats. So you'll get used to it, and it'll be fine. And I'm going to guide the breathing in this way. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I think you get the idea. The word in is the one, or the word hold or out is the one, and then followed with 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm doing it at a particular frequency, and you'll find your own rate. But the idea is to have each side of the box, all four parts of the breath, to be of the same duration and time. Okay? And so you'll find your own way eventually, and it may be that you're counting over time, you'll find that it'll kind of match up with your heartbeat. It doesn't have to, but sometimes that just happens naturally. Okay? So I would encourage you to follow along with me and then eventually develop your own rhythm with it. Okay? So let's give it a try. We'll begin with an in-breath. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think you get the idea. So let's just do that together silently for a few minutes, and then I'll come back on and finish our guidance and finish with a few remarks about the practice, okay? So let's go ahead and begin again with an in-breath and just use your own counting. I'll do one round and then I'll be silent. We'll just continue. So beginning again with an in-breath. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. And continue on your own. Okay, how was that? Are you getting the hang of it? So it just takes a little practice, especially getting comfortable holding the breath at the end of the out breath. And please always keep it gentle and relaxed. You may be doing a 3 count on each part of the square, or a 2 count, or maybe it's relaxed, you go to a 5 count. Find your own style with it, but it's important to keep it relaxed, to keep it comfortable. And again, if you start feeling anything strange, you feel dizzy or anyway, just stop and just let your breath return to normal. Get up, walk around or something. That's very unlikely to happen, extremely unlikely that you're going to experience anything strange. What you're normally going to experience is just your nervous system feeling well-regulated and well-resourced. Because you will be, especially if you're in a somewhat agitated or stressed out state, you'll be rebalancing the sympathetic and parasympathetic branches of the autonomic nervous system. And with the box breathing, there's some quality of sort of left-right balancing of the brain and just our whole system kind of returning to a good baseline and into that recovery zone, or what we sometimes call the resilience zone or the zone of resiliency as well. Okay, so give it a try, make it your own, just takes a little practice. And once you really know any of these simple breath regulation tools, then you can use them anytime, anywhere. They're free, they're yours, they're immediately available to you, so give it a try. Thank you very much. Again, Fleet Mall with the Center for Mindfulness and Public Safety. Stay well.